Hello and welcome to King Bosch's Garage. Today I want to show you guys this. This is my all-wheel drive drift tune for the 2021 Mini John Cooper Works GP. This is pretty easy to find. I'm surprised I'm number one. This is definitely a city drifting car. This is definitely not somebody who would take down the Car Esta Drift Zone. It does fine, but it's not going to break any records. There's the share code for you guys to try. It's really not that bad of a car. It's great. Yeah, but like I said, it's a city drifting car. I would definitely take it into the open drift lobbies, especially when it comes to city drifting through the tunnels, through the city. You know what I'm talking about. That's what this car is all about. It's got the stock engine. Stock engine gives out 627 horsepower. It's absolutely amazing. Pretty easy to find. You just put S1 drift best for handling and press search, and you're going to find my car on the top of the list. Everybody seems to like it. Everybody else here is running the 668 horsepower engine. It's okay. It is lighter and everything else. It has more torque and everything. But I just didn't like it. I tried it, guys. I did. And I went with the original engine. Apparently, it panned out for me. And you know, it's number one now. I have also an A8. Oh, here, let me just go back in there. I have an A800 also in there. It's also all-wheel drive, so it's different. But this one here is if you want the share code for that, before I even show the tune of that and everything else, there's a share code for that as well. We'll talk about that for a few seconds before we go into the S1 class. Got it? Great. So, yeah, look at this. This one's got 627 horsepower as well. It's an A800. Now, there's two other people here. Let's look at their horsepower. 380 horsepower and 483. So, I'm definitely blowing them out of the water from that stance. I mean, I'm using, I'm using a drag tower compound. And able to get all that power out of there. And that one's also got the big spoiler in the back on the A800. And that one's definitely for, online drift lobbies that are with the city. They're both per city. I wanted to make a class for them both. We're just going to take her outside. I didn't take her online, but I'm pretty sure she'll be fine. I'm pretty confident with this tune here. You'll be all right. It's very potent with the engine. It really is. It really does well. I really like it. Like I said, this thing would be great for city drifting. This long drifts and everything else, I wouldn't recommend. I mean, it does fine. You might have to push it a little bit more, but it does fine. Definitely burns them tires, I'm telling you what. But yeah, it's a phenomenal car. I really do enjoy it. I wish there was more engine options, but I decided to just go with the stock and run with it. This is what I went with for the car mastery. You do have drift tap scores on there. And you also have drifting e-drift scores are increased by 15%. With this. And I also did the extra life. She is pretty slidey. And that's the why I have it on there. So like I said, there's only two engine options here. You can have the 668 horsepower engine in there, or you can have the stock powertrain. Alright, so yeah, you can save more weight with that one, but why not go with the engine that the car gave you? And it's a powerful engine. It's really, really good. You can tell I got all-wheel drive drivetrain. I have tried everything on here. I even tried a race tune on there and decided when I was going to make this video that I wasn't going to, save it and so on and so forth. And it also had 627 horsepower. It's actually a pretty wicked front-wheel drive race car. But that's a story for another time. It's just got the stock front bumper on there. And then, stock rear. This is what's on the drag tire one. As you can tell, it takes it down to a 849. This is an 850. So, that was crucial when I was making the A800 A-Class. So, it is what it is. But for being an all-wheel drive with the snow tire compound right here, I didn't need downforce. It really doesn't. And that's a story for another time. As you can tell, you got the skinniest tires possible for the front and in the rear. It's got my favorite rims on there. I got the TC105Ns on there. I always like to use those rims. They're my go-to. You got 18s in the front, 18s in the rear. It's just got the stock track width in the front, and I kind of went over there. And stock in the rear, and it looks fine. They look to work just fine. This thing's got a stock transmission. I had first looked at this one, but yeah. So I think that one's on the drag tire tune. It's not a drag tune. It's a drag tire tune for the drifting. Either way, it's got a stock transmission. All right, race driveline and a drift differential. It's got race brakes, drift springs and dampeners, anti-roll bars for both the front and the rear. Excuse me. No roll cage, and as light as possible. We're saving almost 400 pounds by doing that. And then everything here to get that 627 glorious horsepower out of this glorious John Cooper Works engine. You just max everything out. All the way through. And that gets you up to S1 850. Sounds pretty mean with that 4-cylinder in there. So here's my tune. This is what I did with it. Everything's pretty close. Not too bad. As you can tell, it wasn't too bad outside. Alignment is just a little different on the front camber. I have a 2.6, then 5, 3, 5, and 7. Have anti-roll bars in it, but it was only to keep the car lighter, and I really didn't need them, so I just put 1 in 1. I decided to go with this as the softest possible, so 259.7 for both. Alright, and then I decided to raise up the rear end just to counterbalance with the front. Dampening, this is not a mistake. It's 21 and 20 and 20. There is no downforce to worry about. Braking, I decided to just leave it stock for you guys, 50 and 100. And then differential is 76, 86, 97, 97, and there's 84% going to the rear. And that's the tune, that's the build, that's taking it out, that's the car. The car mastery, everything. It's a phenomenal car, definitely meant for online drifting. Like I said, you're not going to break any records with this car, but it's still a fun little 2-door go-kart on wheels, for say. So yeah. Well, hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely hit that like button, and I'll catch you guys next time. Stay sideways, my friends.